Viewer discretion is advised.
You may have heard something about violence that occurred at the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021, interrupting Congress's certification of the U.S. presidential election by a large group of anti-government extremists, white supremacists, QAnon conspiracy believers,
We the people! We are the storm!
Christian nationalists,
Jesus Christ, we invoke your name! Amen! Amen!
and MAGA Trump supporters. You may have heard it described as a riot,
This is now effectively a riot.
1349 hours declaring it a riot.
siege,
We lost the line.
insurrection,
Why did you want to go in?
We're storming the Capitol. It's a revolution.
domestic terrorism,
They've got the gallows set upside this Capitol building. It's time to start using them.
That's what they say, but is that what really happened? Or was it something else? Maybe it was actually a false flag, planned and carried out by the government to frame Trump supporters in the political and religious right just to make them look bad. Now, I've heard many people immediately dismiss these allegations of a false flag as if they're completely ridiculous. Well, that's just ignorant. You think they're going to tell you the truth about what really happened? Of course not, because the government has lied to us in the past, which of course means everything anyone in the government says is obviously a lie, and anything that makes the far right look bad is clearly a false flag. So if the government says there was a violent insurrection at the Capitol, well, that by definition means clearly there was no insurrection. I mean, there were a few FBI informants among the crowd that stormed the Capitol, and there were unindicted co-conspirators listed in the charging documents, which obviously means the FBI centrally planned and coordinated the whole thing. Somehow. It can't possibly be that I have no idea how undercover operations, informants, or unindicted co-conspirators work. That couldn't possibly be it. Now you may ask, where's the evidence? Can you prove it was a false flag operation? What a ridiculous and insulting question. It's not up to me to prove something is true. It's up to you to prove my wild speculative allegation I'm not providing any evidence to support isn't true. Now you may also say, well, we saw all these people storm the Capitol and break in. We've seen all the social media posts, the testimony from police officers, lawmakers, staffers, journalists, all these people who were there. We've heard the statements from the people who did it, talking about what they did, why they did it, and how proud they are of it.
Okay, guys, apparently this tip of the spear has entered the Capitol building.
Took over the Capitol, overran the Capitol. I was invited here by the president.
House is in recess. We're going to yank them out of their seats.
Can I speak to Pelosi? Yeah, we're coming. Oh, my kids, we're coming for you too.
Start making a list. Put all those names down, and we start hunting them down one by one.
Traitors get guillotined.
Lies in your own cities, your own counties, storm your own Capitol buildings. Need to have 30,000 guns up here. That's true.
Huh. You just don't get it, do you? Let me ask you, how much can you really trust what you can clearly see and hear? That's what I thought. Listen, there's a simple solution to all that poisonous evidence they're trying to shove down your throat. See? Now I can believe anything that I want. And naturally, one hypothesis, supported by little or no evidence, has the exact same credibility and should be given equal weight as another hypothesis with an overwhelming mountain of evidence supporting it. That's just simple science, folks. I mean, really, who are you going to believe? I'm talking in a very clear, definitive manner. And if the production of my presentation is bankrolled by a multi-billion-dollar company with lots of bells and whistles, flashy graphics, and dramatic music, that means everything I'm saying must be true.
I mean, I lie.
1-6 was clearly a false flag, just like Sandy Hook. Wake up, sheeple! Now, is it also possible some incredibly manipulative rich jack are stoking fear and hate with a BS false flag narrative to cover up for what their supporters and viewers did, muddy the waters, push their own agenda, increase their ratings, enhance their power, and further line their own pockets? No way. That's impossible. That never happens. And you should be ashamed of yourself for making such a baseless accusation. And it absolutely doesn't mean that those who once claimed to stand for personal responsibility now refuse to accept any responsibility whatsoever for anything they say and do. That certainly couldn't be what's happening. In all seriousness, though, extraordinary allegations require extraordinary evidence. Beware of people who tell you what you want to hear, or are too scared to tell you the truth, or try to scare you and then try to get your money. Because there's a good chance they're just completely full of crap and spewing a bunch of bull.